Hello, my name is Andrew Price, and today I'll be looking at some of the edible and medicinal and useful plants that we can find on the Gower Peninsula in spring.
I cut myself a slice of time when the wind blows, when the river meets the sea.
This is Jack by the Hedge, otherwise known as hedge garlic. Anything garlicky flavoured tend to have the name Jack, which is a bit of an old word for the devil, so obviously the devil's breath smells garlicky, and that'll be why. But it has a slight garlicky flavour, it's not bad. So, we have a good plant here, very common on old walls, which is where it gets its name, wall pennywort. It's nice. So it's, as well as growing on walls, it's sort of penny shaped. I guess that's why the name comes from. It has another name, navelwort, as in navel belly button, because of its slight resemblance to one. And I think it tastes very much like a sugar snap pea, something like that. It's quite crunchy and really, really tasty actually. Yeah. Well, gorse is it's one of the few flowers that you'll find most of the year, and each bush flowers at a different time. And the part that interests us is not the spiny bits, which would definitely catch in your throat. It's the yellow flowers, which are beautiful. And this time of year, we have quite a lot of them. In some places it looks like a complete yellow carpet, but if you just have a nibble on the leaves, I think they taste like almonds. Some people say coconut. They've got a really interesting flavour, all of their own. We've moved away from the sand dune area, now we're in an area that's effectively salt marsh, so the tide comes in and out. Not so much, once or twice a year probably up this high, but the effect is that certain plants will grow here that wouldn't grow anywhere else. And this is one of the best examples. It's called sea beet, and it's actually the ancestor of all commercially available beet, so that's beetroot, sugar beet. And the root itself's not actually worth bothering with, but the leaves, they're like spinach, they're really good. So if you want to have a try of one of those. I think this is probably one of the nicest of all the seashore salt marsh plants. It's a bit of a salty flavour to it, but it goes really well with fish, which is ideal because if you go fishing you can go and pick some of this on the way back. You like it?
Very salty, but yeah.
Very, very common on salt marshes, places like this. You'll always find it, especially in the culverts and the low-lying areas that never really dry out. This is a really nice patch of scurvy grass here. One of the more useful plants to find on the seashore. Called scurvy grass because it was very commonly kept aboard ship, pickled, to prevent the crew from coming down with scurvy. And it has a slightly unusual taste, slightly peppery, but not unpleasant at all. So worth knowing what to look for, even if it's just as a preventative against any deficiencies, and help to keep your immune system up. This one, at its very early stages, it grows quite big. It's called sea holly, and it's more the roots that are of use. Used to be known as eringo, and candied eringo back in Elizabeth I times was a really popular sort of dessert. And what you do to make it is you get the roots, give them a good clean, scrape any brown bits off, and boil them in sugar. And eventually, once it reduces down, you have candied eringo, which tastes beautiful. You can also make a type of expectorant cough mixture out of them. Same sort of principle, but stop when you reach a sort of syrup level. Strain it off and use that as cough mixture. So quite a useful plant. Tastes really good. It's got a very strange aniseed flavour to it. And the leaves can be boiled as well, and they soften up when they're cooked. So these young leaves look quite spiny, but once they're boiled, they soften up quite nicely. This is what I call the Pepsi plant, otherwise known as rock samphire. I suppose I should say cola, just in case I upset anybody. So have a nibble of that. Tell me what you think it tastes like. Take a whole section like that.
Thank you.
Well,
Oh,
what do you think?
tastes like cola.
It does, doesn't it?
Definitely Pepsi, it's not Coke.
No, I'm all a bit undecided.
More like roller cola.
So, rock samphire, a really good one. It's a great little addition to fish and things like that, so it boils up.
Cut myself a slice of time when the wind blows, when the river meets the sea.
Tired of seeing the same old TV on TV? Look for an alternative to the TV and see some alternative TV on the internet. Vision on TV is a place to see alternative TV. So watch Vision on TV for alternative TV.